श्रीराम साई नामधेयस्य पूर्वाषाढ़ा नक्षत्रे जातस्य शुभे शुभे शोभने शोभने मुहूर्ते मुहूर्ते अद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीय आराध्ये श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वत मन्वन्तरे कलियुगे प्रथमपादे क्रौञ्चद्वीपे रमणकवर्षे ऐन्द्रकखण्डे अमेरिकादेशे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यावहारिक चान्द्रमानेन प्रभवादि षष्टि संवत्सराणां मध्ये शुभकृत्नाम संवत्सरे दक्षिणायने हेमन्त ऋतु मार्गशिरमासे शुक्लपक्षे पूर्णिमायां शुभतिथौ वासरः वासरस्तु सौम्यवासरा युक्तायां शुभनक्षत्र शुभयोग शुभकर्ण एवं गुण विशेषण विशिष्टायां शुभकृतौ अस्य एव देवोत्तमस्य देवता सार्वभौमस्य अखिलाण्डकोटि ब्रह्माण्ड नायकस्य महालक्ष्मी समेत सत्यनारायण स्वामी अनुग्रह प्रसाद सिद्ध्यर्थं मासे मासे कर्तव्य एतन्मास प्रयुक्तांग श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी व्रताख्यं पूजाख्यं आचार्यमुखेन आरक्ष्यमाणः जातकरीत्या आदित्यादि नवानां ग्रहाणां मध्ये ये ग्रहाः अरिष्टा स्थानेषु स्थिताः येषां ग्रहाणाम् अत्यन्त अतिशय शुभफल अवाप्ति सिद्ध्यर्थं नवग्रह पूजाख्यं कर्म करिष्यमाणः आदौ निर्विघ्नता सिद्ध्यर्थं महागणपति पूजा करिष्ये मूले ब्रह्मा
पूजा द्रव्याणां पुरोष्ठा देवमण्डपं पुरोष्ठा देवं पुरोष्ठा आत्मा पुरोष्ठा शेषं विसृज्य आदौ विविधदासं श्री महागणपति पूजा करिष्ये। ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमस्रवस्तमं वेदपरादं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पद गजाननं अहर्निशं अनेकदं संभक्तानां एकदन्तं उपास्महे श्री महागणपतये नमः। ध्यायामि ध्यानं समर्पयामि अवाहयामि उत्तमया सिंहासनं समर्पयामि पादयोः पाद्यं समर्पयामि हस्तयोः मध्यमं समर्पयामि मुखे आचमनीयं समर्पयामि नवयामि स्थानम् ओम मा गोहट्टामि योगस्थानं उद्ये सहारा अभेरणास्ते आत्मनीयं समर्पयामि पुष्पार्थं समर्पयामि उपविष्टार्थं आवरणार्थं समर्पयामि गन्धद्वारान्तरावरकामित्रमुक्तान्तरेशने ईश्वरे सर्वभूतानां ताभवत्पदयस्त्वयं महारसे नमः। दिव्यपरिमलगन्धं समर्पयामि गन्धस्योपरि अलङ्करणार्थे हरिद्रावरणं समर्पयामि कुङ्कुमसिन्दूरादि मङ्गलद्रव्यान् समर्पयामि पुष्पमालिकां समर्पयामि तथा पुष्पैः पूजयामि। ओम सुमुखाय नमः ओम एकदन्ताय नमः ओम कपिलाय नमः ओम गजकर्णकाय नमः ओम लंबोदराय नमः ओम विकटाय नमः ओम विघ्नराजाय नमः ओम धूम्रकेतवे नमः ओम गणाध्यक्षाय नमः ओम बालचंद्राय नमः ओम कुमारगुरवे नमः ओम मूषिकवाहनाय नमः ओम सर्वसिद्धिविनायकाय नमः नाम पूजां समर्पयामि स्वाम दधान लोकुलो धूपस्वं धूपमनोहरः अभया गुरुमित्रो धूपो इंद्रविश्वतां महाभक्तये नमः परिमलधूपमाग्रहामि तावदा प्रत्यक्षादिदीपं दर्शयामि धूपदीपानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। नैवेद्यं विश्वामित्रऋषिः प्रतापयुता गायत्री चन्द्रः संत्वादत्वे अवधुञ्जामि रामधेनुं स्मरामि नतमस्तु मुदोत्तमति स्वाहा ओम प्रणाय स्वाहा ओम अपानाय स्वाहा ओम ज्ञानाय स्वाहा ओम उदानाय स्वाहा ओम समानाय स्वाहा ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा ब्रह्मणे स्वामोक्ताय महारत्ने नमः सदैवनां निवेदयामि मध्ये मध्ये उग्रवाणी समर्पयामि उत्तरापयं समर्पयामि हस्तप्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि पादप्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि अङ्गलाभं समर्पयामि भूमि कुमारिकुन्नागरे जयेशं कर्पूरसंयुक्तं प्रतिकृत्यतां पूजीकराम्बूलं समर्पयामि हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः सुवर्णपुष्पदक्षिणां समर्पयामि सर्वोपचारपूजां समर्पयामि ओम विश्वे नमस्ते स्वाहा वरुणप्रदमङ्गलेना नरते तत्प्रियते विश्वनाय महाभक्तं भगवन् दत्तमस्ता श्री महागणपतये नमः कर्पूरमङ्गलवीराजं दर्शयामि वीराजमानन्द्रमाजं समर्पयामि आत्मज्ञानद्रव्यपुष्पान् समर्पयामि चात्कारयेत हे बोलो श्री महागणपति की नमो ग्राहपतये नमो गणपतये नमः नमस्ते लंबोदराय कृष्णाय विघ्नविनाशने शिवदाय श्रीवरमपतये नमो नमः महागणपतये नमः त्रिलोकसमन्विष्टान् समर्पयामि यद्यपि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं गणेशाय नमस्ते विघ्ननाशिने दीक्षितं मे वरं देहि पराङ्गतिं महामृतहन्नप्रियामि मया पूजया महाकृतेता पुत्रेकस्मिन्नो वरदो भवतो सर्वेषां महाजनानां महानरसनुग्रहः प्रसादेन संकल्पकार्याणि निर्विघ्नता सिद्धिरस्तु तथा आदित्यादीनमग्रह पूजाख्यं कर्तव्ये श्री सूर्यग्रहम् ओम आदित्य नवदशा वर्तमानो निवेशेन संपत्तिञ्च हिरण्यदेव त्रिदारधेना देवोदानध्वनादिपश्चन्द्र अग्निं ज्योतिर्मणीयमहे होतारं विश्ववेदसम् अस्य यज्ञस्य कृषदम् तद्रुद्राजत्तदेवसे मेघक्षमाजत्तसे कोचे मधुन्तमकुन्धृते दिग्विट् जपाकुसुमा सङ्काशम् काश्यपेयम् महाद्युतिं तमोरिं सर्वपापघ्निं प्रणतोऽस्मि दिवाकरं मध्ये वर्तुलाकारमण्डले अस्मिन् बिम्बे सूर्यग्रहम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि सूर्यग्रहदोषनिर्दोषोऽस्तु चन्द्रग्रहम् आप्यायस्तसमेतम् भवाहारस्सङ्गते अक्षमे सोमो अक्षवेदन्तरविद्वांशभेषजा अग्निञ्च विश्वशम्भुवमानश्च विश्वभेषजेः गौरेन्मायसविदारशक्षसेकपदे विपदेशात्मपदे अष्टापदे नवपदे भोपदे सहस्रा आत्मरामरहेव्यावन्ना निधिपि दतिशङ्का तुषाराभं क्षीरोदार्णवा सम्भवं नमामि शशिनं सोमं चन्द्रग्रहं सूर्यग्रहस्य आग्नेयदिग्भागे अस्मिन् बिम्बे चन्द्रग्रहम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि महाजनानां चन्द्रग्रहदोषनिर्दोषोऽस्तु श्रीमङ्गलग्रहम् अग्निर्मोद्धारपृथिव्यायम् अपारं सेन्पदे स्योनापृथिव्यभवानक्षरानिवेशने यच्छानश्रमतत्प्रधाः क्षेत्रस्य विजनाभिजन्धितेने विजानसे गामश्वं भूषयत्पादनं राजिदृशे धरणीगर्भा सम्भूतं विद्युत्कान्ते समप्रभं कुमारं शक्तिहस्तञ्च मङ्गलं प्रणमाम्यहं सूर्यग्रहस्य दक्षिणदिग्भागे अस्मिन् बिम्बे अङ्गारकम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि सर्वेषां भक्तमहाजनानां अन्तारस्य रे बुधग्रहम् उद्भुतस्वात् नैवेद्यार्थे निष्ठाभक्ते सुजेधामृत्या पुनः पुष्पावृत्तिवान् सम्पादाभिषेकं इदं कृष्णविजक्रमे श्रद्धानन्ददेवं समूढमस्तवान् सुरे विष्णुरराडमधिष्ठान् कृष्णमधिष्ठान्त्रये एष्ट्राभिष्ठा शिवमधिष्ठान् भवनधवेष्ठामधिष्ठवेष्ठा प्रियन्तु कलिकाश्यामं रूपेण अप्रतिमं बुधं सौम्य गुणोपेतं तं बुधं प्रणमाम्यहं सूर्यग्रहस्य ईशान्यदिग्भागे अस्मिन् बिम्बे बुधग्रहम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि श्री गुरुग्रह बृहस्पते केन्द्रियो आहादिवादिमध्यनेषु यद्देशे अक्षरदर्शनप्रजातः तस्मात् गुणन्ते मित्रम् इन्द्रमरुत्तहिमाहिमञ्जितः काव्याते वस्तस्य कल्पणीते रोषो कर्णामि वासन्ति कवयस्ते यज्ञाः ब्रह्मज्ञानं प्रथमं पुरस्तात्विषे पुरुषो वेन आवः सबुद्धिया उपमा सविष्ठा सदत्रयो मृतत्सविवः देवानाञ्च ऋषीणाञ्च गुरुकाञ्चन सन्निधं बुद्धिपूतं
विभूतं त्रिलोकेशं तं नमामि बृहस्पतिं सूर्यग्रहस्य उत्तरदिग्भागे अस्मिन् बिम्बे गुरुग्रहम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि
महाजनानां गुरुग्रहेण सज्जनता सकल दोष परिहारस्तु हे शुक्रग्रहं शुक्रन्दे नित्यतरुन्ते भिरोगयः नेत्योनिवासे चित्वाहि मायावृत्तदालो भद्राते पूजन् निहरातिरस्तो इन्द्राणि वासुनारक्षसत्ने महानष्टवं यक्षस्याहरं धनकरसामरदेवतिः इन्द्रं वा विश्वतस्परिहवामहे विनेभ्यः अस्माकमस्तु केवलः गुणालाभं दैत्यानां परमं गुरुं सर्वशास्त्रप्रवक्तारं भार्गवं प्रणमाम्यहं सूर्यग्रहस्य पूर्वदिग्भागे अस्मिन् बिम्बे प्रग्रहम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि शन्नो देवीरभित्तज आपो भवन्तु वेतले शय्योरभिस्रवन्तु नः प्रजापतेरत्वदेतान्यज्ञो विश्वाजातानि प्रेतापभूव यद्गामास्ते धूमस्तन्नो अस्तु वयग्स्यामर्तयोरकीणाम् इमज्ञमन्तस्तरमाहि चेदानि चिरोडिष्टुभिस्संविधानः आत्मापुत्रा आत्मभिस्तारहत्तेनाराजच्छंसामादय स्वा नीलाञ्जना समाभासं रविपुत्रं यमाग्रजं छायामार्ताण्डा सम्भूतं तं नमामि शनैश्चरं विशेष जनवन्द्याय विशेष फलदायक वशीकृत शनैश्चराय नमो नमः सूर्यग्रहस्य पश्चिमदिग्भागे अस्मिन् बिम्बे शनैश्चरग्रहम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि सर्वेषां भक्तमहाजनानां शनैश्चरग्रहदोषनिर्दोषोऽस्तु श्री राहुग्रहं कया नक्षत्र आभुवदूते सदावदस्तखाः कया शुचिष्टया दुता आयन्नोत्कृष्टरक्रमे विसृन्मातरं पुनः इतरं चक्रयति शिवः यत्ते देवे निर्वृतदानवृतदानं ग्रीवास्त्वं सत्यम् देवप्रमुखः अर्धकायं महावीर्यं चन्द्रादित्य विमर्दनं सिद्धिकागर्भा सम्भूतं राहुं प्रणमाम्यहं सूर्यग्रहस्य नैऋत्यदिग्भागे अस्मिन् बिम्बे राहुग्रहम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि तेषां भक्तमहाजनानां राहुग्रहदोषनिर्दोषोऽस्तु केतुग्रहं केतुं गण्वन्न केतवेपेशो मर्यापेशते स्वमशुद्धरजादधाः ब्रह्मादेवानां बलदेस्तमेनां नक्षत्राणां महिमा मृगाणां शेनो मुद्राणां दुष्टितर्पणानां शुद्धो परित्रमस्य देवन्द सचित्रविक्रं सदेवन्दमस्मै चित्रक्षत्रचित्रदं वयोधः चन्द्रं प्रेमवीरं बृहन्तं चन्द्रचन्द्राभिर्मदेवस्वा फलाशपुष्पा सङ्काशं तारकाग्रह मस्तकं रौद्रं रौद्रात्मकं घोरं तं केतुं प्रणमाम्यहं सूर्यग्रहस्य वायुव्यदिग्भागे अस्मिन् बिम्बे केतुग्रहम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि सर्वेषां भक्तमहाजनानां केतुग्रहदोषनिर्दोषोऽस्तु हे महामृत्युञ्जय ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्यवर्धनम् उर्वारुकं वबन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षेयमामृतात् मृत्युञ्जयाय रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय शम्भवे अमृतेशाय शर्वाय महादेवाय ते नमः मध्ये मृत्युञ्जयम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि सर्वेषां प्रसादसिद्धिरस्तु। हे ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वर ओम वाग्देव्यै च विद्महे ब्रह्मपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो वाणी प्रचोदयात्। वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नो ब्रह्म प्रचोदयात्। महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात्। नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात्। गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे सर्वसिद्धियै च धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात्। तन्महेशाय विद्महे वाक्शुद्धाय धीमहि तन्नः शिव प्रचोदयात्। विद्युत् अस्मिन् बिम्बे अग्नि समेत ब्रह्म विष्णु महेश्वर आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि। आयुर् देवता नक्षत्र देवता ओम आयुर्दाग्ने हृदयशानो बुधप्रदीपो उदयोन्वेधे कृतं वेत्तां निजारहस्यं देवोत्तमं विरक्षदायमम् अद्यन्नपादकृत्तिकाः नक्षत्रं देवेन्द्रियम् इदमागां विचक्षणम् अभिलाषं च होतना तस्य भान्तरत्नयोगस्य केवलः तस्यैवाविश्वाभुवनानि सर्वाः सकृत्तिकानिरतसम्पदानः अद्यन्नो देवस्य विधेयदधातो उपवात्मानं भरणीयर्धरन्तो सत्यमो राजा भगवान् विदष्टा लोकस्य राजा मतो महान्भिः सुगन्धपन्थामवयं शृणोतो तस्मिन्नक्षत्रे रमयेन्द्रराजाः तस्मिन्नेन वपुषिञ्चन्त देवाः ततस्य चित्रं भविषा ददामः उपवात्मानं भरणीयर्धरन्तो अस्मिन् बिम्बे आयुर्देवता समेता सविंशति नक्षत्रदेवता आवाहयामि पूजयामि। इंद्रादि अष्टदिक्पालकः ओम इंद्रं गोविष्णुतस्मै हवामहे जनेभ्यः अस्माकमस्तकेवलः कमीशा आदिजगतस्तत्तस्पतिं धेन्यन्नमोसे होमहे विजम् उषानोदधादेवधामसत्तधेर्कदा वायुदत्तत्तजे जानवे तदे नवामसो महाराजि यतोलः देवः सनत्परिषदति विद्वान् विश्वानादिवृद्धुन्द्रदाशक्तिः क्षेत्रस्वर्गनामभिधेने विद्यामहे रामष्टं पूजे स्वाभं प्रार्थये यत इन्द्रभयामहे नोभेन्द्रदे मगमच्छिद्दवदन्न उदये अग्निशं विदोधे अत्सो अर्पदे तुर्यानि हस्तान् स्वावेशोतमयो भवानः तत्ते महेन्द्रन्नो धत्प्रसन्नदे धत्पदे धत्पदे बन्धद्वारात्रादर्शामित्यपुष्टान्तरेशनीम् ईश्वरैः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्मपुत्रये स्त्रियम् अस्मिन् बिम्बे इंद्रादि अष्टदिक्पालका दुर्गा गणपति क्षेत्रपालका अभयंकरा वास्तुपुरुषा मृत्युंजया महालक्ष्मी आदि साधुन्या देवता आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि आदित्याय च सोमाय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरुशुक्र शनिभ्यश्च राहवे केतवे नमः। रत्नमय संभारं समर्पयामि पादयोः पाद्यं समर्पयामि सप्तयोः द्विमुखं समर्पयामि मुखे आत्मनमात्मनीयं समर्पयामि समयामि स्नानं ओम आपोहितायो पुरस्कारभूत्ये प्रार्थना जयनाथ पुष्पे परमपदमोहनपत्रभावे जयनः नदीनो वातरः तस्मात् बोधक्षया यत्नः आपोदयधानः स्नानं समर्पयामि स्नानानं समर्पयामि समर्पयामि उपवीतात्मक्षरान् समर्पयामि आभरणार्थमक्षरान् समर्पयामि सूर्यग्रहणदर्शनान् समर्पयामि कुन्धस्योग्रहणकरणार्थे हरिद्राकुङ्कुमसिन्दूरादि मङ्गलद्रव्यान् समर्पयामि पुष्पैः पूजयामि ओम नमः सूर्याय नमः ओम सोमाय नमः ओम मंगलाय नमः ओम बुधाय नमः ओम बृहस्पतये नमः ओम शुक्राय नमः ओम शनिश्चराय नमः ओम राहवे नमः ओम केतवे नमः ओम मृत्युंजयाय नमः इंद्रादित्यदिक्पालक दुर्गा क्षेत्रपालकमहेश्वर वास्तुपुरुषमृत्युंजयादि संस्थानदेवताभ्यो नमः नानाविध परिमलपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि आदित्यादिभ्यो नमः परिमलधूपमाग्रापयामि स्थापितामि दीपानन्तरम् आत्मनं समर्पयामि नैवेद्यते विश्वामित्र ऋषिः सन्ताजीविता गायत्री सिद्धः ओम भास्कराय विद्महे महासिद्धिकराय धीमहि तन्नो आदित्यः प्रचोदयात्। आदित्याय कर्पूरं नीराजनयामि आत्मसमर्पयामि पुष्पाणि रक्षां धारयेत्। हे बोलो आदित्याय अनुग्रह भगवान की जय। जो वेदादुस्वरः प्रोक्तो वेदान्ते प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतेनस्य परस्वहेश्वरः सुयोक्तं पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि आत्मप्रदक्षिणस्कारं समर्पयामि। सूर्यः शौर्यं धेन्दुः इन्द्रपदवी सन्मङ्गलं मङ्गलः सद्बुद्धिश्च बुधः गुरुश्च गुरुता शुक्रः शुभं शंशनिः राहुः बाहुबलं करोतु विजयं केतुः कुलस्य उन्नतिं नित्यं प्रीतिकराः भवन्तु सततं सर्वे अनुकूलाः ग्रहाः सत्यनारायण भगवान ओम शांताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं ईशानभागं गगनसदृशं भवनचुम्बाकुलं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं सन्देशं भवदहनं सर्वलोकैकनाथं मेघश्यामं श्वेतकौशेयवासुदेवस्वान्तं कौस्तुभोद्भास्यान्तं उद्योगेकमुत्तरैकार्याणं विश्वं पदये सर्वलोकैकनाथं शङ्खचक्रं सगरेतमुण्डलं तवेदवस्त्रं तवेदभक्षणं सहानक्षत्रमोदर्शमि नमाकृतं श्रद्धातुर्भुवः नारायणं विष्णवे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो प्रचोदयात्। महादेव्यै विद्महे सरस्वत्यै धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मीः प्रचोदयात्। धनुर्धरायै विद्महे धर्मविद्यै धीमहि तन्नो धरा प्रचोदयात्। सहस्रशीर्षाकुलः सहस्राक्षरसहस्रपाद उभयशिष्टतो विश्वाम् अष्टविंशतिदशाङ्कुलम् ध्यायेत् सत्यं गुणातीतं गुणत्रय समन्वितं लोकनाथं त्रिलोकेशं कौस्तुभाभरणं भूषितं नीलवर्णं पीतवासं श्रीवत्स पदभूषितं गोविन्दं गोकुलानन्दं ब्रह्माद्यैः पूजितम् अस्मिन् कलशे बिम्बे च महालक्ष्मी समेत सत्यनारायण स्वामिने नमः ध्यायामि ध्यानं समर्पयामि ओम पुरुषयेवेदं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्छभुजं उदात्तशेषाः इदन्नेनादरोहते अस्य श्री महालक्ष्मी समेत सत्यनारायण स्वामी प्राणप्रतिष्ठापमहामन्त्रस्य ब्रह्मविष्णुमहेश्वरार्षयः प्रकृतिस्सामधर्मानुसन्धाते प्राणशक्तिप्रागिता रामबीजं ह्रीं चित्तिः ॐ कीलकं मम सर्वेषां महागणानां सर्वाभीष्टसिद्ध्यर्थे प्राणप्रतिष्ठापनाङ्गजपे योगः। बुद्धोस्त्रमदिग्बन्धः ध्यानम् ओम रक्ताम्बोधिस्तवोदोलसर्वलोकागुरुरां हम सत्रोहम मंतः श्री महालक्ष्मी समेत सत्यनारायण स्वामी प्राणः हम प्राणः श्री महालक्ष्मी समेत सत्यनारायण स्वामी जीवः हम जीवः मां नरः निष्कृष्णोत्रा विश्वाभरणः विश्वाभरणरूपेण महिलाश्च अस्मिन् कलशे विद्येजा अथेनाचन्द्रस्कन्द स्वाहा असुरे देवनस्मात् दत्तप्राणहनोदेः योगक्षेम सूर्यं देवयान स्वस्ति इति स्वामी सर्वा जगन्नाथ यावत् पूजा अवसानकं भावत्वं प्रीतिभावेन कलशेऽस्मिन् बिम्बेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु आवाहितो भव स्थापितो भव सन्निहितो भव निरुद्धो भव कुण्ठितो भव शान्तो भव वरदो भव सुप्रसन्नो भव श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी नमः प्राणप्रतिष्ठा मुहूर्तोऽस्तित्यर्विण्हन्तु सुमुहूर्तमस्तु सुप्रतिष्ठितमस्तु सत्यनारायण स्वामी महाप्राणप्रतिष्ठापनसमये मार्गायागविहारार्थं तदैवमन्तवर्तान् निवेदयामि सर्वोपचारपूजां समर्पयामि ओम एतावानस्य महिमा अतो अध्यायास्तपूरुषः आदोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवे श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी नमः आदारविन्दयोः आद्यं वाद्यं समर्पयामि त्रिपादोर्भवदैपुरुषः आदोऽस्येहा भवात्मनः ततो विश्वं वैक्रामद आसनासने अभि हस्तयोः अर्घ्यमर्घ्यं समर्पयामि तस्मात् विराजो अधिपुरुषः स जातोऽत्यरिच्यता पश्चात् भौमतोभ्रः मुखे आचमनीयं समर्पयामि यत्पुरुषेण हरिषा देवादन्योनं तदा भक्तो अस्याभिराज्यं भीष्मयुद्धश्चरद्धिः आपोहितां योगवत्तानमूर्त्ये विधाता महेरणालवत्पुषो योगस्वरमो भक्तस्वभावेनः सतीदेव मातरः तस्मादङ्गमामभोजत्यक्षदा वल्लभः आपोदमदभातरः श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी नमः भोजनस्तां समर्पयामि दधिक्षीरा समायुक्तं शर्करा मधुसंयुतं पंचामृता स्नानविदं गृहाणा पुरुषोत्तम आप्यायस्वसमेतुते विश्वतस्त्वमविष्मितं भगवानस्य शङ्करे वीरेण स्मरामि अग्निमीले पुरोहितं यज्ञस्य देवमृत्युं भोगान्तधातमुन्वा श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी नमः वीरस्नानं समर्पयामि वीरस्नानानन्तरं उद्भोगस्नां समर्पयामि ओम दधिक्रान्तो चारिषं यस्मोरत्तस्य भाविनः सुरभिनो मुखादरद प्रणायो धिवार्हद दध्मास्मयामि दधिस्नानानन्तरं उद्भोगस्नानं समर्पयामि शुक्रमधुज्योतिर्विवेकोददेवोऽवत्सवितोऽस्तुना तच्छिद्धेव पवित्रेण सूर्यस्तरश्मिभिः आद्यं समर्पयामि आद्यस्नानानन्तरं उद्भोगस्नानं समर्पयामि त्वं मधुवातारुतागते मधुस्करन्तहिन्दवः माध्येतेन सन्तोषधीः मधुनक्तमतोषधि मधुमत्ताक्षिपुण्ड्रजः मधुद्यूरस्वनस्यजा मधुमान् वनस्पतिं मधुमान् मत्सुसूर्यः माध्येद्यापो भवन्तु नः गुणात्मवदामि मधुस्नानान्तरं उद्भोजकस्नानं समर्पयामि स्वादुत्पवत्वविद्याजन्मने स्वादुन्द्रालसहवे नाम्ने स्वादुमित्राजवरुणाय भावे बृहस्पतये मधुमां भजाभः शर्करया स्नपयामि शर्करास्नानानन्तरं शुद्धोदकस्नानं समर्पयामि ओम याः फलिनीर्या अफला पुष्पायाश्च पुष्पिणीः बृहस्पतिः प्रसूतास्नानं चन्द्रब्रह्मणः फलोदकेन स्नपयामि पञ्चामृतस्नानानन्तरं विराजनां च करिष्ये
भागः हेरणाजलक्षसे योगशिवतमोरसस्तस्य भागे हेरणः उशतीरिव मातरः तस्मात् क्षयालयन्मधा आपो जनयधाजनः श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी नमः पंचामृतस्नानानन्तरं शुद्धोदकस्नानं भवत्यामि ओम सप्तास्यादं परिभजः सप्तसमिधः सुताः देवादिभ्यन्तं बाणाः अबद्धं करुणं वशम् वेदसूक्ता समायुक्ते यज्ञसामा समन्विते सर्ववर्णा प्रदे देवा वाससी प्रतिगृह्यता हस्तयुग्मं समर्पयामि ओम तयज्ञं बहिर्प्रोक्षन्द पुरुषं तेन देवा अभिजन्ता साध्यार्हयच्छये राजतं ब्रह्मसूत्रं च काञ्चनं चोत्तरीयकं यज्ञोपवीतेन अनेन प्रियता कमलापते उपवीतार्थं पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि आद्यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः सम्भुतं प्रसाद्यं अशोकस्ताविचक्रे वाद्यान आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्रये श्रीकण्ठं चन्दनं दिव्यं गन्धाढ्यं सुमनोहरं विलेपनं सुरश्रेष्ठा चन्दनं प्रतिगृह्यता दिव्यपरिमला गन्धं गन्धस्योपरि हरिद्राचूर्णं कुङ्कुमचूर्णं समर्पयामि सर्वभूतः निजस्थानादिरे छन्दापुञ्जरे अस्माद् तेजस्तस्मादजाता माल्यानि च सुगन्धीनि मालत्यानि वै प्रभो अयारुणानि पूजार्थं पुष्पाणि प्रतिगृह्यतां पुष्पमालिकां समर्पयामि तस्मादश्वाभयादन्ता एके चोभयादः गावो हरन्निरे तस्माद् तस्मादजाता तुलसीपत्रं समर्पयामि तथाङ्गपूजां करिष्ये सत्यदेवाय नमः पादौ पूजयामि सत्यात्मने नमः रूपो पूजयामि सत्यनिधये नमः रामिनी पूजयामि सत्यसङ्कल्पाय नमः शङ्खे पूजयामि सत्याधीशाय नमः गुरुं पूजयामि सत्यरूपाय नमः मुख्यं पूजयामि सत्योदराय नमः उदरं पूजयामि सत्यधर्माय नमः आश्वो पूजयामि सत्येष्टाय नमः ललाटं पूजयामि सत्यग्रहरूपिणे नमः पूजयामि अंगपूजां समर्पयामि पुष्पपूजां करिष्ये सत्यदेवाय नमः हरवीरपुष्पं समर्पयामि सत्यात्मने नमः राजीपुष्पं समर्पयामि सत्यविभवाय नमः सेवन्तिका पुष्पं समर्पयामि सत्योदराय नमः मल्लिका पुष्पं समर्पयामि सत्यशान्ताय नमः सत्यपुष्पं समर्पयामि सत्यपरायणाय नमः मल्लिका पुष्पं समर्पयामि सत्यग्रहरूपिणे नमः कमलपुष्पं समर्पयामि सत्योदराय नमः मन्दारपुष्पं समर्पयामि सत्यनारायणाय नमः पुष्पपूजां समर्पयामि पत्रपूजां करिष्ये सत्यदेवाय नमः तुलसीपत्रं समर्पयामि सत्यात्मने नमः राजीपत्रं समर्पयामि सत्योदराय नमः हरवीरपत्रं समर्पयामि सत्यशान्ताय नमः आमलकपत्रं समर्पयामि सत्यप्रभुवे नमः कमलपत्रं समर्पयामि सत्यपरायणाय नमः
सेवन्तिकापत्रं समर्पयामि
सेवन्तिकापत्रं समर्पयामि
सत्यप्रभुवे नमः
सत्यप्रभुवे नमः
मल्लिकापत्रं समर्पयामि
मल्लिकापत्रं समर्पयामि
सत्यनारायणाय नमः
श्री सत्यनारायणाय नमः
पत्रपूजां समर्पयामि
पत्रपूजां समर्पयामि
अष्टोत्तरशतनाम पुष्पपूजां करिष्ये
पुष्पपूजां करिष्ये
ओम श्री सत्यदेवाय नमः
ओम श्री सत्यदेवाय नमः
सत्यात्मने नमः
ओम सत्यात्मने नमः
सत्यभूताय नमः
ओम सत्यभूताय नमः
सत्यपुरुषाय नमः
ओम सत्यपुरुषाय नमः
सत्यनाथाय नमः
ओम सत्यनाथाय नमः
सत्यसाक्षिणे नमः
ओम सत्यसाक्षिणे नमः
सत्ययोगाय नमः
ओम सत्ययोगाय नमः
सत्यज्ञानाय नमः
ओम सत्यज्ञानाय नमः
सत्यज्ञानप्रियाय नमः
ओम सत्यज्ञानप्रियाय नमः
सत्यनिधये नमः
ओम सत्यनिधये नमः
सत्यसंभवाय नमः
सत्यसंभवाय नमः
सत्यप्रभुवे नमः
सत्यप्रभुवे नमः
सत्येश्वराय नमः
सत्येश्वराय नमः
सत्यकर्मणे नमः
सत्यकर्मणे नमः
सत्यपवित्राय नमः
सत्यपवित्राय नमः
सत्यमङ्गलाय नमः
सत्यमङ्गलाय नमः
सत्यगर्भाय नमः
सत्यगर्भाय नमः
सत्यप्रजापतये नमः
सत्यप्रजापतये नमः
सत्यविक्रमाय नमः
सत्यविक्रमाय नमः
सत्यसिद्धिदाय नमः
सत्यसिद्धिदाय नमः
सत्याच्युताय नमः
सत्याच्युताय नमः
सत्यवीराय नमः
सत्यवीराय नमः
सत्यबोधाय नमः
सत्यबोधाय नमः
सत्यधर्माय नमः
सत्यधर्माय नमः
सत्याग्रजाय नमः
सत्याग्रजाय नमः
सत्यसन्तुष्टाय नमः
सत्यसन्तुष्टाय नमः
सत्यवराहाय नमः
सत्यवराहाय नमः
सत्यपारायणाय नमः
सत्यपारायणाय नमः
सत्यपूर्णाय नमः
सत्यपूर्णाय नमः
सत्यौषधाय नमः
सत्यौषधाय नमः
सत्यशाश्वताय नमः
सत्यशाश्वताय नमः
सत्यप्रवर्धनाय नमः
सत्यप्रवर्तनाय नमः
सत्यविभवे नमः
सत्यविभवे नमः
सत्यज्येष्ठाय नमः
सत्यज्येष्ठाय नमः
सत्यश्रेष्ठाय नमः
सत्यश्रेष्ठाय नमः
सत्यविक्रमणे नमः
सत्यविक्रमणे नमः
सत्यधन्विने नमः
सत्यधन्विने नमः
सत्यमेधाय नमः
सत्यमेधाय नमः
सत्याधीशाय नमः
सत्याधीशाय नमः
सत्यक्रतवे नमः
सत्यक्रतवे नमः
सत्यकलाय नमः
सत्यकलाय नमः
सत्यवत्सलाय नमः
सत्यवत्सलाय नमः
सत्यवसवे नमः
सत्यवसवे नमः
सत्यमेधाय नमः
सत्यमेधाय नमः
सत्यरुद्राय नमः
सत्यरुद्राय नमः
सत्यब्रह्मणे नमः
सत्यब्रह्मणे नमः
सत्यामृताय नमः
सत्यामृताय नमः
सत्यवेदान्ताय नमः
सत्यवेदान्ताय नमः
सत्यचित्रात्मने नमः
सत्यचित्रात्मने नमः
सत्यभोक्त्रे नमः
सत्यभोक्त्रे नमः
सत्यशिषये नमः
सत्यशिषये नमः
सत्याच्युताय नमः
सत्याच्युताय नमः
सत्येन्द्राय नमः
सत्येन्द्राय नमः
सत्यसङ्गराय नमः
सत्यसङ्गराय नमः
सत्यस्वर्गाय नमः
सत्यस्वर्गाय नमः
सत्यनियमाय नमः
सत्यनियमाय नमः
सत्यमेधाय नमः
सत्यमेधाय नमः
सत्यवेद्याय नमः
सत्यवेद्याय नमः
सत्यपीयूषाय नमः
सत्यपीयूषाय नमः
सत्यमायाय नमः
सत्यमायाय नमः
सत्यमोहाय नमः
सत्यमोहाय नमः
सत्यसुरानन्दाय नमः
सत्यसुरानन्दाय नमः
सत्यसागराय नमः
सत्यसागराय नमः
सत्यतपसे नमः
सत्यतपसे नमः
सत्यसिंहाय नमः
सत्यसिंहाय नमः
सत्यमृगाय नमः
सत्यमृगाय नमः
सत्यलोकपालकाय नमः
सत्यलोकपालकाय नमः
सत्यस्थिताय नमः
सत्यस्थिताय नमः
सत्यदिक्पालकाय नमः
सत्यदिक्पालकाय नमः
सत्यधनुर्धराय नमः
सत्यधनुर्धराय नमः
सत्यम्बुजाय नमः
सत्यम्बुजाय नमः
सत्यनासिकाय नमः
सत्यनासिकाय नमः
सत्यश्रोत्राय नमः
सत्यस्तोत्राय नमः
सत्यचक्षुषे नमः
सत्यचक्षुषे नमः
सत्यशिरसे नमः
सत्यशिरसे नमः
सत्यमकुटाय नमः
सत्यमकुटाय नमः
सत्याम्बराय नमः
सत्याम्बराय नमः
सत्याभरणाय नमः
सत्याभरणाय नमः
सत्यायुधाय नमः
सत्यायुधाय नमः
सत्यश्रीवल्लभाय नमः
सत्यश्रीवल्लभाय नमः
सत्यपुष्कराय नमः
सत्यपुष्कराय नमः
सत्यदृढाय नमः
सत्यदृढाय नमः
सत्यभामारताय नमः
सत्यभामारताय नमः
श्री सत्य
ओम श्री सत्य
हरणाय नमः
हरणाय नमः
आदिलक्ष्म्यै नमः
आदिलक्ष्म्यै नमः
विद्यालक्ष्म्यै नमः
विद्यालक्ष्म्यै नमः
विजयलक्ष्म्यै नमः
विजयलक्ष्म्यै नमः
संतानलक्ष्म्यै नमः
संतानलक्ष्म्यै नमः
धनलक्ष्म्यै नमः
धनलक्ष्म्यै नमः
धान्यलक्ष्म्यै नमः
धान्यलक्ष्म्यै नमः
आवाहिता
आवाहिता
श्री महालक्ष्मी समेत
श्री महालक्ष्मी समेत
सत्यनारायणाय नमः
सत्यनारायणाय नमः
नानाविध
परिमल
पत्रपुष्पाणि अष्टोत्तर
शतनाम पुष्पार्चना पूजा समर्पयामि
सर्वाधिकसिद्धिरस्तु आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य वृद्धिरस्तु ओम चतुर्षं जगतः सिद्धार्थकल्पयज्ञ सुखञ्चनन्तकौबाहो गुरु मातामुखेते नमस्पतिभवैद्यं भाग्यवतुपुरुषः आभ्यन्तरदेवानां भूगोलं प्रतिगच्छता श्री सत्यनारायणस्वामी नमः परिमलधूपमाचरामि ब्राह्मणो अस्वभमासेद माहुदारण्यकृतः गुरुचनश्चरित्रैकः अध्यात्म शौद्रो अजानद शाखादिकृष्णादिदीपं दर्शयामि धूपदीपानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि अथा नैवेद्यम् ऋषिः सविता देवता गायत्री छन्दः ऋतं त्वा सत्येन उपविशामि कामधेनं स्मरामि चन्द्रमानसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजातः मुखादिन्द्रश्चायतश्च प्राणात् वायुर्जातः अनुसंस्कृतं स्वाहा प्राणादि स्वाहा अपानादि स्वाहा ज्ञानादि स्वाहा उदानादि स्वाहा समानादि स्वाहा ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा ब्रह्मणि मात्वं सत्याय अवाहिता श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी नमः सर्वज्ञ मुदुं नवावर्षं ब्रह्माण्डं वायुं दध्यन्नं प्रदानं निवेदयामि तदैवं साक्षात्कारं आम्रफलं काष्ठेयफलं नारङ्गीफलं नानाजलानि निवेदयामि मध्ये मध्यमङ्गलानि समर्पयामि उत्तरापूर्वं समर्पयामि हस्तप्रक्षालं समर्पयामि पादप्रक्षालं समर्पयामि तदासनं समर्पयामि नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शीर्ष्णोद्यौत्तमवत्तदा अभ्यां भूमस्य श्रोत्रात् तथालोकात्मकल्पयन् पूज्यप्रदाम्बूलं समर्पयामि हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः पूर्णभक्तदक्षिणां समर्पयामि सर्वोपचारपूजां समर्पयामि ॐ वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णमस्तमस्तु भारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विशिष्टधीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिरञ्जनास्ते श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी नमः कर्पूरमङ्गलवीराजनं दर्शयामि नीराजनानन्दमासनं समर्पयामि त्रिगुणपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि नमस्कारः हे बोलो श्री सत्यनारायण भगवान की जय माता प्रस्ताद विदारहाराल चक्रस्त्र विद्वान् विधर्तनस्त्रः तमेवं विद्वान् रुद्रः भवति अन्यपन्था अदिनानि विद्यते योगेदारूपस्तोत्र वेदान्ते प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रतिष्ठितः यदोक्तमपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि सत्यनारायणं देवं वन्देऽहं कामदं प्रभुं लीलया विकटं विश्वं येन तस्मै नमो नमः अपराध सहस्राणि क्रियन्ते अहर्निशं मया दासोऽहम् इति मां मत्वा नमस्वा पुरुषोत्तमा सत्यनारायण स्वामी महामूर्धं प्रार्थयामि सर्वोपचारसंस्तोपचारपूजां समर्पयामि आचरितव्रता साङ्गता परिपूर्णता सिद्ध्यर्थं कथाश्रवणाख्यं कर्म करिष्ये सत्यनारायणव्रतः प्रथमोऽध्यायः अस्तु।
Chapter 1. Once Shonak and 88,000 other rishis assembled at the forest Naimasharanya and asked Maharishi Suta, the narrator of the Puranas, O Maharishi, please tell us how mankind can attain salvation. Maharishi Suta answered, once Narada Muni asked Lord Vishnu, the consort of Lakshmi, the same question. I will tell you what Lord Vishnu told Narada, so listen carefully. Once, Narada, during one of his sojourns to the various worlds, came to earth. There he saw the people suffering as a result of their past deeds. To alleviate their sufferings and bring them salvation, Narada traveled to Vishnuloka. There he found Lord Vishnu adorned by Shanta, Chakra, Gada, and lotus in his four hands and a garland around his neck. Narada spoke humbly. O Supreme Lord, the Savior of the destitute and the troubled, I surrender at thy feet. Ask Lord Vishnu, Narada, why have you come here? Tell me what you want and I will fulfill your wishes. To which Narada replied, O Bhagavan, people on earth are suffering in many ways as a result of their own past sinful deeds. Please bestow thy grace and reveal to me as to how they can be helped. Lord Vishnu replied, O Narada, mankind can rid itself of all its sorrows by performing a puja called Satyanarayana puja. This puja, when performed according to religious rites, will bring happiness, peace of mind, and wealth in this life and salvation beyond. On hearing this, Narada was filled with joy and addressed Lord Vishnu thus, O Lord, in your infinite grace, please tell me the details of the puja that you just mentioned, how and when to perform it, and who has performed it before. Lord Vishnu answered, this puja can be performed any month on a full moon day. One must gather his friends and relatives, perform the puja with devotion, and offer fruits, milk, ghee, curd, butter, wheat flour, sugar, and honey to the god. After the puja is over, he must read the Satyanarayana Katha and distribute prasad to everybody. If the puja is thus performed, it will bring fulfillment of one's wishes. Particularly in the Kali Yuga, this puja brings contentment. Chapter 2. Maharishi Sutta continued, addressing the assembled rishis. O rishis, I will tell you all have observed the Satyanarayana puja in the past. Once, there lived a very poor Brahmin in the beautiful city of Kashi. Plagued by acute hunger, he used to wander about here and there every day. Lord Vishnu took the form of an old man, appeared before the poor Brahmin, and asked, Friend, why are you wandering aimlessly? The poor Brahmin replied, Sir, I am a very poor man, unable to bear the pangs of hunger. I beg for alms. Please, sir, if you know a way out of this misery, please tell me. Whereupon Lord Vishnu, who was in the guise of an old man, replied, O Brahmin, Lord Satyanarayana grants his devotees wishes and removes their sorrows. So you should perform his puja and reap its benefits. Lord Vishnu then explained the details of the Satyanarayana Vrata to the poor Brahmin and disappeared. The poor Brahmin immediately resolved to perform the puja. After a sleepless night, he got up early in the morning and went to beg for alms. His mind fixed on only one thing, namely the puja. That day he got a lot of money with which he brought fruits and milk, curd and honey, and performed the puja with his relatives and friends. With Lord Satyanarayana's grace, he shed his poverty and lived a contented life. Every month on the full moon day, he performed and finally attained moksha, salvation. Maharishi Sutta thus told the assembled rishis the story which originally was narrated by Lord Vishnu to Narada Muni. The rishis then addressed Maharishi Sutta. O the Great One, please tell us in detail who else have performed the puja. Maharishi Sutta continued. One day, when the poor Brahmin from Kasi was observing the Satyanarayana Vrata, a woodcutter entered his house and asked for water. Seeing the Brahmin perform the puja, the woodcutter inquired what the puja was about and what good it would bring. The Brahmin, who had been bestowed by Lord Narayana's grace, spoke. This is called Satyanarayana Vrata. Anyone who observes this Vrata will get all riches. One myself have been bestowed with wealth. The woodcutter was delighted to hear this. He learned the proper way to perform the puja, ate the prasad that was offered, and went his way. With Lord Satyanarayana in his mind, the woodcutter resolved that he would observe the Vrata with whatever he was going to make by selling firewood that day. He went to the part of the city where rich people lived, sold the firewood, and made twice the normal profit. Pleased with his luck, the woodcutter brought bananas, sugar, ghee, milk, curd, honey, and wheat flour and performed the Satyanarayana puja with his friends and relatives. By Lord Narayana's grace, he acquired moksha, enormous wealth, and finally lived comfortably and attained moksha, salvation. Maharishi Sutta continued.
Oh, best of the saints, I will now tell you the story further. In the olden days, there lived a wise king by the name of Poornima. He had mastered all his senses and always spoke truth. He used to go to the temple every day and give gifts to the ground. His lotus-faced wife was a pure and pious woman. One day, the royal couple was performing the Satyanarayana puja at the banks of the river Bhadrashila. At the time, a merchant called Sadhu sailed by. Seeing the king perform the puja, Sadhu stopped his boat, got off, and addressed the king humbly. "O king, would you tell me what you are doing with such devotion and concentration?" The king replied, "O Sadhu, I have no children. In order that I may be blessed with children, I am worshipping the Almighty Lord Satyanarayana." On hearing this, Sadhu spoke humbly, "O king, please tell me how to perform the puja. I would like to observe the vrata, as I too have no children." The king told him all the details. Sadhu returned home with great joy and told his wife they should perform the Satyanarayana puja, which will fulfill their desire to have children. He then resolved to perform the puja after the child was born. Then, by divine grace, Sadhu's wife, Lilavati, conceived, and in due course, a beautiful daughter was born to them. They named the child Kalavati. One day, Lilavati reminded her husband of his promise to perform the puja. Sadhu told his wife that he would do the puja at the time of his daughter's wedding and got busy with his work. In the meantime, Kalavati grew up and blossomed into a lovely girl. Sadhu sent out messengers to find a suitable bridegroom for his daughter. One of his messengers found a good-natured and handsome boy in the Vaishya family from Kanchananagar. Sadhu found the boy to be a suitable match for Kalavati and celebrated his daughter's wedding with great pomp and show. But Sadhu completely forgot about the Satyanarayana puja and thus angered Lord Satyanarayana. Then one day, Sadhu went on a business trip with his son-in-law. He stopped to trade at Ratnapura that was ruled by King Chandragiri. One day, some thieves robbed the king's treasury and were running away. The king's soldiers followed them in hot pursuit. The frightened thieves threw all the things they had robbed near Sadhu and escaped. Finding the king's treasure near Sadhu and his son-in-law, the king's soldier arrested them and brought them before the king. The king ordered them to be chained and thrown into prison. Because of Lord Narayana's Maya, no one even listened to what Sadhu had to say in his defense. King Chandragiri also confiscated all their merchandise. Lord Narayana's cousin did not spare Sadhu's wife. Some robbers broke into her house and Lilavati lost everything. One day, Kalavati was very hungry and ran out of the house. She wandered here and there and stopped at a house where Satyanarayana puja was being performed. She stayed at the place until the puja was finished, ate the prasad that was offered. When she reached home, it was late at night. Lilavati asked her where she had been. Lilavati told her mother that she was listening to the Satyanarayana Gala in somebody's house. Lilavati at once remembered her husband's promise to perform the puja and resolved to absorb the Satyanarayana Gala herself. She collected all her relatives and friends and prayed to Lord Satyanarayana to forgive their sins. Lord Satyanarayana was pleased with Lilavati's prayers. He appeared before King Chandragiri in his dream and told him to release the two merchants from prison as they were not the real thieves. If the king failed to do so, Lord Narayana warned that his kingdom, wealth, and children would all be destroyed. Next morning, the king told his counselors about his dream and ordered Sadhu and his son-in-law to be released. The latter were frightened and stood before the king with bowed heads. The king talked to them gently and said, "You two have suffered a great deal because of your faith. There is nothing to fear." The king returned their merchandise, gave them new clothes and lots of gifts, and bade them goodbye.
Om Vasudevātmajāya Viddmahe Lakshmīvallabhāya Dhīmahi Tannah Krishna Pradodayātu. Bolo Shri Satyanarayana Bhagwan ki Jai. Granthadhyayah.
Sadhu and his son-in-law loaded their boat with the riches given to them by the king and sailed homeward. Lord Satyanarayana wanted to test the Sadhu further. He took the form of an ascetic with a trident, appeared before Sadhu, and asked him what he was carrying in his boat. Without realizing that the ascetic was indeed Lord Narayana in disguise, disguise, Sadhu laughed mockingly and said, "You Brahmin, were you thinking of stealing my things? We do not have any valuables in the boat except vessels." Whereupon Lord Satyanarayana replied, "O Sadhu, so be it." The ascetic then departed in great haste and stood by the seashore. When Sadhu went into his boat, he discovered to his horror that the boat was filled with vessels just as he had falsely told the ascetic. Sadhu swooned at the sight, but he was revived by his son-in-law who spoke, "This must be the curse of the ascetic. He must be a mistake. Let's go to him and ask his forgiveness." The two merchants then went to the seashore where the ascetic was meditating. They fell at his feet and repeatedly begged for his forgiveness. Pleased by Sadhu's devotion, the Lord said, "Sadhu, do not weep. You suffer because you have broken your promise time and again." On hearing this, Sadhu prayed to God, "O Lord, even Brahma and other devas, drowned in your Maya, cannot comprehend your form completely. How can I, with my limited knowledge, comprehend your various forms? I pray within my limited knowledge. Please show me your true form and bless me." Upon hearing his prayer, God was pleased and granted his wishes, restoring his merchandise in the boat and disappeared. The two merchants then joyfully sailed homeward. On reaching their hometown, they sent a messenger to their wives to inform them of their safe arrival. At that time, Leelavati and Kalavati were performing Satyanarayana puja. Leelavati quickly finished the puja and asked her daughter to do so. She then hurried to the seashore to meet her husband, Kalavati. Kalavati, in her eagerness to meet her husband, forgot to eat the prasad and rushed to the seashore. This action of hers angered Lord Satyanarayana. He caused the ship and her husband to drown in the sea. Not finding her husband, Kalavati started weeping. All were wonderstruck and frightened. Sadhu was at a loss to know what to do. Thinking that it was Lord Narayana's Maya, he announced that he would perform Satyanarayana puja and pray to Lord again and again. At this, Lord Satyanarayana, the savior of the sinners, was very pleased and said, "O Sadhu, your daughter did not eat the prasad in her haste to see her husband, so I made him and the boat disappear. Let her go home, take the prasad and return." On hearing this, Kalavati rushed and took the prasad. When she returned to the seashore, she found to her joy her husband and the boat. Then Sadhu returned home happily with his relatives and performed the Satyanarayana puja every full moon day. With God's grace, he enjoyed all the comforts in this world and finally attained salvation.
बोलो श्री सत्यनारायण भगवान की जय। पंचमोऽध्यायः चैप्टर 5।
Maharishi Sutta continued. Once there was a king called Tunga Dhoja who underwent a lot of misery after refusing the Satyanarayana prasad. One day, after hunting, he was resting under a shady tree. Some cowherds were happily performing Satyanarayana puja nearby. The king, in his vanity, refused the prasad they offered. When he reached his palace, he found that everything, his kingdom, his 100 sons, his wealth, and that everything was destroyed. Then it occurred to him that Lord Satyanarayana was probably angry with him. He went back to the cowherds, prostrated himself before Lord Satyanarayana, and performed the puja with great devotion. Lord Satyanarayana showered his blessings, and the king regained everything he had lost earlier. He lived happily and reached Vaikunta after death. Maharishi Sutta said, "O holy men, I have narrated to you the Satyanarayana Katha, which was originally told by Lord Vishnu to Narada Muni. By observing this vrata, mankind can attain salvation. In this Kali Yuga, observance of the vrata can lead to gratification of one's wishes." Thus ended the narration of Maharishi Sutta, after which Shonak and the other rishis returned to their respective places.
Om Sarvasya Sarvasya Sarvameva Vedana Apnote Sarvam
तस्य प्रवृतने यस्य यः परश्वमहेश्वरः
सपरिवार समेताद्रि सत्यनारायण स्वामी नमः। अस्मिन् देवालये ज्योत्सव वक्षोत्सव मासोत्सवेनोत्सव संवत्सरोत्सवादीनां दिने दिने अभिवृद्धिसिद्धिर्पूजा प्रभवन्तु महान्त प्रार्थयन्तु अनेन मासे मासे कर्तव्या यदस्मात् प्रयुक्ताङ्गात्रिला श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी व्रतविधानेन भगवान् सर्वात्मकश्री महालक्ष्मी समेता सत्यनारायण स्वामिनः प्रेमप्रसन्नवरदो भूत्वा आगतानां प्रदेशां भक्तमहाजनानां नीरोगाः निपद्रवाः नित्यतृप्ताः नित्यसन्तोषयुक्ताः परिपूर्णायुरारोग्यैश्वर्याधीनां दिने दिने अभिवृद्धिसिद्धिर्भूया प्रभवन्तु महान्त प्रार्थयन्तु समस्त सन्मङ्गलानि भवन्तु सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु तत्सर्वं ते सत्यनारायण स्वामिनः चरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु।
Om Namo Narayana. Dear devotees, thank you all coming for Lord Satyanarayana Puja. Thank you to those who are watching on YouTube. I would like to, we are almost close to 2023. I would like to talk about 2022 Hindu Temple of Florida celebrations and executive about executive committee. We took a new management on June 2020. All the executive committee please come, including ex officios, we started a new management in June 2022. I would like to introduce Sri Vijay Deska, Vice President. Sri Anapurani Srinivas, our Treasurer. Sri Gangadhar Ganga, Joint President, and Mandu Terasari, Secretary, is in India, and Viju Ramanathan, our Joint Secretary, Srinath Uttukonda, our past President, ex officio. They've been helping and working hard all these 6 months. Thank you for all the EC members who is really working very hard to accomplish our upcoming projects and current projects. Once again, thank you all. In 2022, Hindu Temple of God has celebrated a lot of festivals in a grand scale. So, in order to do any festival, there is a lot of effort behind it. So, all the festivals are celebrated following religious principles. So, I would like to recognize our Hindu Temple of Lord Acharyas, Sri Gurudat, our head priest, Sri Raghavendra Kulkarni, our senior priest, who is not here today, and Sri Sudarshan Bhattar, our senior priest, and Suresh Guttamakala, our senior priest, and Vishnu Bharadwaj is traveling to India today. They've been really working very hard, and sincere gratitude to all the Acharyas for their devotion and hard work towards the Temple of God. So for these all the festivals, we have to do a lot of prasadam for every festival, every abhishekam, every archanas. So in order to do, there is a lot of hard work behind it. I would like to recognize all our all Prasadam employees. Please come forward. Prasadam employees, Sri Adiga Pelu and Sridhar Ayengar. I would like to introduce new religious who joined just a few weeks ago. Shashadra Ayengar, he is from India, who came from Bangalore. He also has a lot, more than 30 years experience in religious cooking. He is already doing a lot of special items. And thank you, Shashadra, for no. Vivek Shekhar, you know everybody, Vivek Shekhar is specialized in making dosa. Vivek Shekhar also is one of our loyal employee, long-time employee, and everybody knows his specialization is dosa. So, and Paramaya Shankar Lingam, he is also working in and he is also very dedicated employee. Whenever I go, even 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, he will be doing something, cleaning or packing something. He is a very dedicated employee, and I think he is maybe working in canteen. So once again, thank you to all our Prasasad employees who work so hard. And also our temple custodian, Srikant. I don't say anything about Jaikantan because whenever you guys come, you will be doing something. Means any festival, anything, if you just tell him what needs to be done, by the time you come, everything will be arranged. So thank you, Jaikantan, for your hard work. Also our friend desk administrator Uma, who is not here, and A.V. Joshi for their cooperation. Also I would like to introduce, please come Anand. Anand Ramanujam, we just hired him as a temporary employee for Poornima, and he is going to help the front desk and other operations because Amy and Uma will be on vacation this month. So we hired him. He is already working on different projects. One project I assigned is elevator project. We've been since it is down, we've been contacting elevator company once he joined, I gave him contact numbers and even local office. He went and met them, and finally the elevator is fixed. And thank you, and working on this. Yeah. And also Prasad Sadan, cashier Ramani, he's always been working for so many years, and he's been very loyal to Prasad Sadan. And finally, today's Mahaprasad is served in Temple Prasad Sadan. And thank you to our youth committee chair, Stanley, for arranging Satyanarayana Kada for reading Satyanarayana Kada for every month. Thank you very much. Finally, I would like to give it to our heritage chair, Gangarajan Garu, talk about the wisdom of faith. Yes, yes. And also, we sent an email also. Prasad Sadan will be open extended days, that is Thursday 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Monday 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, Sunday normal class. So it will be continued for next year. Also for January 1, we are going to open Prasad Sadan for special festivals along with the Poornima Day also. We are doing 5 days. So yeah. And finally, I would like to talk about temple projects quickly. And one of the upcoming projects, Peace Sports project, we introduced in Temple Annual Day. And we've been talking to several friends and sending emails. And since then, we already, so there are donation options, like a Bodhana, donation option 1 and 2. We are planning to build 8 houses for your priest quarters, out of which 4 houses already been pledged by 4 generous donors, and each house donation amount is 250,000. The 250,000 can be paid in one time or 25,000 for 10 years. So 250,000 donation already pledged to 4 donors, which is already, their names already listed here. Apart from individual donation, also we have a Bodhana options, which is 501, 1,001, 5,001, 10,001, 35,000, 50,001. Please help us this project. This project is going to commence in summer of 2023. Not only you, please tell your friends and family, and whoever is interested, please talk to management. This is a community project. We need help from a lot of devotees. Once again, thank you all coming, and finally I would like to give it to Gangarajan Garu, say a few words about wisdom of today's festival.
Thank you, Sri Shayur Bagaru. Dattatreya Namastubhyam Atrinandaya Devate Gunatreya Vidutaya Gurunam Gurave Namaha Satyanarayanam Devam Vandeham Kamadam Prabhu Delaya Vitadam Vishwam Yanatasmi Namo Namaha Om Namo Narayanaya. Today is a very auspicious day filled with 2 different importance happening today. One is Kartika Deepam, and another one is Dattatreya Jayanti. So the Kartika Deepam falls under Kartika Masam or the Vrichika Masam. According to solar calculation system, the full moon that falls under the Vrichika Masa, that is the day we celebrate Kartika Deepam. People may be confused why we had a Kartika Deepam. Last Poornima, again we are doing it here. So that's a difference in calculation. Once in 3 years, we come across such a situation. So it doesn't matter, more and more is more good for us. Lighting lamps is not going to hurt anyway. But the significance here is by lighting the lamp, we get rid of all our ignorance. So we celebrated 2 Deepams here. Yesterday was Shiva Deepam and today is Vishnu Deepam. Doesn't mean that we want to celebrate 2 different patterns or 2 different ways. It's all one and the same. Because according to Markandeya Purana and Vishnu Dharmottara Purana, the Kartika Deepam is celebrated to signify something. According to Markandeya Purana, the Bharani Deepam or the Annamali Deepam is celebrated on the Kritika Nakshatra, the nakshatra that falls under Vrishchika Masa. So that is called Bharani Deepam or the Kartika Deepam, that belongs to Lord Shiva. The purpose of doing the Kartika Deepam on the Shiva Deepam is to visualize Lord Shiva as Agni Swarupa. So among Panchabhutas, Lord Shiva represents in all 5 forms in different abodes in back home. So he represents in the form of Agni, the place called Tiruvannamalai, Arunachala Kshetra, very popular one. The abode of the mountain itself represents the Lord Shiva himself in the form of Agni. So to celebrate the Avirbhava, the incarnation of Lord Shiva in the form of Agni, we celebrate Shiva Deepam on the Kartika Nakshatra during the Vrishchika Masa. Whereas Vishnu Deepam is celebrated today for the different purpose. So the purpose of celebrating Vishnu Deepam is to have the darshan of Trivikrama Avatara. When Bhagavan did the Vamana Avatara, he did 2 avatars at the time. So he came in the form of a dwarf and then asked for 3 feet of land with Mahabali. We all know the story. When the very moment of Mahabali gave this, his dana, he started measuring in a different format, in a different way. First he asked, give me 3 feet of land, measuring, using my feet. Then nobody knew how big his feet is going to be. Then immediately he starts growing enormously, magnificently. Finally, he measured the entire, Akasha and the Bhuloka with 1 feet, and another feet he went to the Adholoka, etc. So with the 2 feet, he measured the entire universe, including Saptasagara and everything. Finally, his other feet went to the Patala Loka, where Mahabali Chakravarti is still living. So today is the day we get the darshan of the Pada, darshan of Sri Mahavishnu in the form of Trivikrama Avatara. We do it in the form of Vishnu Deepa darshan. That is the second. So the 2 different Deepas are celebrated to celebrate 2 different purposes. This is the day that happens. Very nicely sung by one of the Alvars. They are called the Trinity or the Mudal Alvars. Koikai, Pudam, Pei. These are all the 3 Mudal Alvars, the first triplet of among 12 Alvars. They sang very nicely how Bhagavan gave darshan to all of us. The very Pasuram says, Vaya Tagaliya, Valgadale Niyaga, Vaya Kadiron Venakaga, Say Chudarari Yanadike, Chutine, Cholmale, Idarari Nigiva in the very first Pasuram of Polike Alvar is, he lit the lamp, Alvar lit the lamp for Bhagavan Sri Narayana. How? Vayam Tagaliya, the entire universe, the entire earth becoming a lamp. Valgadale Niyaga, the entire Sagaram is a ghee. Veya Kadiron Vedakaga, we have to have a lamp to light the lamp, right? The Surya is becoming the light for lighting the lamp. So Veya Kadiron Vedakaga, say Sudarari Yanadike, Chutine, Cholmale. Sudarari Yan means Bhagavan Sri Narayana, one who holds the chakra. So Chakrapani, I light the lamp to Chakrapani or Shiva Narayana for what purpose? Idarari Ningigave, let my all ignorances being removed by having the darshan of Shiva Narayana or Sri Mahavishnu in the form of the Vikrama Avatara. Yet another Alvar came and sang the same lighting the lamp in the form of Anve Dagadiya, Arvame Niyaga, Inpurgi Shindai Idudiriya, Vanpurgi Jnanachudar Vedakke Ettine Naranarku, Jnanatamil Purindana. He came back and said, I am going to light a lamp for Shiva Narayana in this format. Anve Dagadiya, the lamp is nothing but my love and affection towards Shiva Narayana. Arvame Niyaga, you have to have a ghee or the oil, right? What is that? My unflinching devotion towards Bhagavan is called the name. We have to have a vikar thiri. Inpuridi Chinda Iditiriya, my continuous dhara, remembrance of Sriman Narayana, the lotus feet of Sriman Narayana is Iditiri. So with these ingredients, I am going to light the lamp of the Sriman Narayana, by which I get the darshan. The third Alvar came and said, these two Alvars already lit the lamp and then showed the path towards Sriman Narayana. The third Alvar came and said, Tirukandeen, Unmeni Kandeen, Tigarum Arukkan Anindiramu Kandeen, Cherikkidarum Purnari Kandeen, Purushangam Kaigandeen, Innari Vannanbal in. As soon as these two Alvars lit the lamp, the third Alvar called Pray Alvar, he got the darshan. How he got the darshan is explained in this pasaram. Tirukandeen, I first saw, I had a divine vision of Mahalakshmi. Tiru means Mahalakshmi in Tamil. So Tirukandeen, Punmeni Kandeen, I got the Swarna Vigraha of Sriman Narayana. Arikkan Anindiramu Kandeen, he also has the color of this Sagara, in the ocean, like the color. Cherikkilaru Ponnari Kandeen, Purushangam Kaigandeen, I also had the darshan of his Sangha, Chakra, with all full attributes. Innari Vannanbal in let my all samsara dukkha be removed by having the darshan of Sriman Narayana, who is none other than Sri Satyanarayana Swami. That happens on this day, that is also significance of Vittu. Another significance here is Dattatreya Jayanti, very popular one. And on this Margashira Poornima, Lord Dattatreya incarnated in the form of Gurunam Guruhu, very popular avatar among Bhagavan's 22 or 23 avatars mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Dattatreya Ayogat Patu. So we suffer most of the time because we are separated from connecting with Bhagavan Sriman Narayana or from the lotus feet of Sriman Narayana. By remembering Bhagavan Dattatreya Swami, we get reconnected with Bhagavan's lotus feet. That is the significance of Bhagavad Avatara. So that, again, Dattatreya Swami can be worshipped in several formats, including the mantra japa. Along with the mantra japa, one who remembers his divine form, Smaranamatra Santushtaya, one who remembers his divine form will get the blessings of the Dattatreya Swami. And also there is a very popular mantra called Dhram Dattatreya Namaha. On this auspicious day, one who chants this mantra by looking at the sun, looking at the moon, on this Poornima day, chanting this Dhram Dattatreya Namaha 108 times, we get Dharana Shakti, remembrance, the capability of remembering the thing that we study. It's also the significance of celebrating Dattatreya Jayanti. Like this, there are several significances happen, both Kartika Deepam Day as well as Margashira Poornima Day. Last but not least, one of the popular Alvars, again I have to bring back because it is very, very significant and nice to know the legendary story. One of the Alvars called Tirumangai Alvar. He is last among all the Alvars, and he had a Ashtakshara Mantra Upadesha happen on this very same day. So he used to be the thief. So he steals money from all the people, especially from those who are traveling, so from the travelers, and then he uses for divine charity. That's what his job. To test his devotion, Bhagavan came himself in the form of like a nicely decorated, a wealthy man, and he both him, so Bhagavan and the Taya, his consort, both of them came to a place right near Tanjore district. That place is called Tirupurelu. Still they celebrate this day in a very great manner. So when he saw, Tirumangai saw these two divine couple with all these valuable gems and etc., immediately his mind goes and grabs everything, right? And he asks both the Mahalakshmi and Perumal to just take off all their ornaments and put it in a basket or something, in a cloth, just tied up. They did it. Finally, there was a one toe ring that was not coming out. He was keep on trying to pull it out. It didn't come out. Then he tried to bite his feet. So at least by mouth, he was forcefully trying to take the toe ring. Still it was not coming out. So Bhagavan Shiva Narayana took this opportunity as a Sharanagati. So Alvar already did Sharanagati to me. Okay, let me check his devotion further. Then he said, Alvar said, you did some magic, some kind of mantra, that's why it's not coming. Please tell me that mantra. Then immediately, before anybody, a guru initiates him by any mantra, you have to prostrate and then do Sharanagati, then only you get the mantra. Alvar being then the Sharanagati in the form of just biting his lotus feet, then he took that as a Sharanagati and a prostration and Namaskara, and then he was ready to, Perumal was ready to give the mantra, which is none other than Ashtakshari mantra. He gave that mantra to Trimungi Alvar on this very same day. We are very fortunate to have this, learning this kind of legends and stories from, different, Alvar Prabandhams. The very first Prabandham of Trimungi Alvar is called Vadineen, Vadi Varundireen, Manathal Perunduyar Idambayil Pirandu, Koodineen Koodi Ilaivar Dammodu, Avataram Kaladiye Karudi, Odineen Odi Ulvatham Barula, Unaparam Peruparam Tirinde, Nadineen Nadi Nam Kandugande, Narayana Innum Namo. The first Ashtakshari Upadesha initiated by Bhagavan himself to this Alvar, and by chanting this pasaram, this first verse itself, we get the blessings of both Alvar as well as the Divi Dampati of Srimad Narayana, that also Siddhi of today, Kartika Poornima day. With this, let's all have the blessings of Srimad Satyanarayana Swami. Thanks for giving me an opportunity. Everybody please be seated and turn towards Satyanarayana Swami. We are going to have Mahavishnu Deepam now. Everybody please be seated. We will go around the temple as well as downstairs. We will come back and then have the Mahamangalarati. Everybody please be seated until we finish the Mahamangalarati. Vedantacharya Varyame Sannidhattam Sada Krude Natak Kurujyasya Namo Vasudevahe Vadimahe Satrajyo Dampati Nagadampati Vedasudevaya Vibhavam Veeravaatmanam Devaha Vakshavataye Swayam Hariram Datsada Sri Mahavishnoho Rajneyana Vardhamanasya Adya Brahmanaha Vidiyavardhe Sri Sridharakalpe Vaivasvadaman Vandare Kaliyuge Prasamevade Ramsatvepe Namanakavarshe Godirthakalpe Meroho Paschumeva Rakshme Asmin Vartamane Gavaharike Chandravanena Asya Pramavade Shashti Samvatsaranam Madhye Srimata Shubhakratnama Samvatsare Dakshinaye Sugandharo Margasharamase Shuktabakshe Paurnamasyam Shubhadadavapasanaha Somyavasara Yuktayam Rohini Nakshatra Yuktayam Shubhanakshatra Shubhayoga Shubhakaranayi Bhanguna Visheshena Vishishtayam Asyam Shubhadatam Bhagavata Agneya Bhagavata Srimannarayana Pretyartham Asminne Shubhadavase Vishtadipotsavangabotam Shri Vishtadipotsamamaham Karishye Apavitrah Pavitrova Sarvavasthamva Yasmane Punayega Chumpavakya Vyantarashutihi Narayanaya Vidvahe Vasudevaya Dhimani Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat Devi Vidvahe Vishnupatte Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat Lakshmi Satyanarayana Swamine Namaha Prarthanam Samarpayami Gandhadvaram Nuradharsham Vidyamuttangarishini ईश्वरेकं सर्वभूतानां तामिहो भक्तये श्रियम्
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके
शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके देवी नारायणि नमोस्तुते
सिन्दूरान् समर्पयामि धूपान् पुष्पं वेद
पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति चन्द्रमावापां पुष्पम् पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति
पुष्पादिकान् समर्पयामि धूपमाग्रापयामि वनस्पतिरसोत्पन्नो गन्धाढ्यो धूपं तमः
अग्रे सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम्
धूपं समर्पयामि
यागमेव
जय बोलो श्री सत्यनारायण भगवान की ओम सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं
विश्वशम्भुवं विश्वनारायणं
समर्पयामि। हे बोलो श्री सत्यनारायण भगवान की कानिकानि समापानि जन्मान्तरे कृतानि कानिकानि निष्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणन्ते कृते पापो हम पापो हम पापात्मा पापं भवात्मानं देवासनागरवत्सा अन्यथाकरणं नास्ति त्वमेव धर्मवा तस्मात् कारणभावेन रक्षरक्षपुरुषोत्तमा सत्यनारायणस्वामी महाप्रदक्षिणा नमस्कारं समर्पयामि। सत्यनारायणं
देवं वन्देऽहं कामदं प्रभुं लीलया विकतं विश्वं येन तस्मै नमो नमः।